Mahomes' contract impact on Chiefs' future contract overview. Patrick Mahomes signed a historic 10-year, $450 million extension with the Kansas City Chiefs in July 2020, tying him to the team through the 2031 season. The deal included a $10 million signing bonus, $141.48 million in guarantees at signing, and an average annual value AAV of $45 million, with escalators potentially pushing the total to $500 million. In September 2023, the Chiefs restructured the contract to guarantee $210.6 million from 2023 to 2026, the most in NFL history over a 4-year span, with a plan to revisit the agreement after 2026. A March 2025 restructure converted $47.745 million of Mahomes' 2025 salary into a signing bonus, reducing his 2025 cap hit from $60.8 million to $28.06 million, and creating $21.6 million in cap space. In 2025, Mahomes will earn a base salary of $1.255 million, a $47.745 million restructure bonus, a $32.35 million roster bonus, fully guaranteed, and a $1 million workout bonus with a cap hit of $28.06 million and a dead cap value of $94.49 million. The contract structure allows the Chiefs to convert roster bonuses into signing bonuses annually, spreading cap hits over up to 5 years. However, future cap hits escalate significantly, $63.2 million in 2026, $59.4 million in 27 and $45.2 million in 2028, posing challenges unless further restructures or a new extension is negotiated. Salary cap implications. The Chiefs entered the 2025 offseason $1 million over the NFL's projected $279.2 million salary cap, necessitating aggressive cap management. The March 2025 restructures of Mahomes and Chris Jones' contracts freed up $49.446 million, enabling signings like offensive tackle Jalon Moore, $30 million over 2 years, and cornerback Christian Fulton, $20 million over 2 years, as well as the franchise tag for guard Trey Smith, $23.4 million. Despite this, the Chiefs face ongoing cap constraints, with 20 unrestricted free agents, including key players like Drew Tranquill and Charles Omenihu, and a rookie class requiring approximately $7 million in cap space. Mahomes' contract, while team-friendly due to its flexibility, pushes significant cap hits to future years. For example, the 2025 restructure added $5.4 million annually to the cap from 2025 to 2029, and future restructures could exacerbate this trend. Without a new extension post-2026, Mahomes' cap hits could strain the Chiefs' ability to retain young talent like Trent McDuffie or sign high-profile free agents. General Manager Brett Veach's history of creative cap management, evidenced by trading Tyreek Hill and El-Jari's need to prioritize Mahomes and Jones, suggests he'll continue leveraging the bank of Mahomes to maintain flexibility, but the team must avoid over-relying on this strategy. Roster construction challenges. Current roster dynamics. The Chiefs' 2025 roster is a mix of elite veterans and cost-effective young players, but Mahomes' contract and Jones' $34.9 million cap hit pre-restructure consumed significant resources. Key veterans like Travis Kelce, $17.25 million cap hit, and Joe Thuney, $16 million cap savings if cut, face uncertain futures, with Kelce potentially retiring and Thuney's dead money, $11 million, complicating a release. Young stars like Creed Humphrey, Nick Bolton, and Trey Smith, all on rookie or short-term deals, will soon command hefty extensions, further pressuring the cap. The Chiefs' 2025 draft class, including first-round tackle Josh Simmons and fourth-round receiver Jalen Royals, addresses critical needs at left tackle and wide receiver, but the loss of DeAndre Hopkins, Justin Watson, and Mecole Hardman leaves the passing game reliant on unproven talent like Xavier Worthy and Royals. The running back position, led by Elijah Pacheco, lacks a long-term complement, with Kareem Hunt and rookie Brashard Smith unsigned beyond 2025. Defensively, the trade of El-Jarius Sneed and potential free agent departures, e.g. Wiley, highlight the need for depth, particularly a cornerback and linebacker. K moves enabled by Mahomes' restructure. The $21.6 million in cap space from Mahomes' 2025 restructure directly facilitated signings like Moore and Fulton, addressing the offensive line's instability, 4 left tackle starters in 2024, and secondary depth after Sneed's departure. The extra 5th-round pick from the 2025 draft trade with Philadelphia, used on linebacker Jeff Bassa, adds cost-effective depth, a hallmark of Veach's strategy to balance Mahomes' high cap hit with affordable talent. However, the Chiefs' limited draft capital, only 7 picks in 2025, restricts their ability to add cheap, high-upside players, making Mahomes' flexibility crucial. Impact on offensive strategy. Mahomes' contract indirectly shapes offensive identity by forcing roster trade-offs. The 2024 season saw Mahomes account for 72.5% of the team's yards, the highest among NFL quarterbacks, due to a lack of reliable weapons. The addition of Josh Simmons at left tackle could reduce Mahomes' 28 sacks taken in 2024, allowing Andy Reid to call more deep passes to Worthy and Royals. However, without a proven RAR2 or tight end successor for Kels, the offense may remain overly reliant on Mahomes' improvisational brilliance. Potential 2025 signings like a veteran receiver, e.g., Curtis Samuel, projected at $11.5 million AAV, could diversify the attack, but cap constraints limit big splashes. A new extension post-2026 could align Mahomes' AAV with top quarterbacks like Dak Prescott, $60 million AAV, spreading cap hits further and enabling signings to bolster the offense. For now, Reid will likely lean on 11 personnel, 1 RB, 1 TE, 3 WRs, to maximize Mahomes' playmaking, with Simmons' protection enabling longer developing plays. Rookie tight end Jake Browningstool's emergence could also add a red zone threat, reducing dependence on Kels. Impact on defensive strategy. Mahomes' cap flexibility indirectly benefits the defense by allowing retention of players like Chris Jones, whose $12.9 million 2025 cap hit post-restructure is a bargain for the NFL's highest-paid defensive tackle. The defense, which ranked second in sacks and fourth quarter points allowed in 2024, remains a strength under Steve Spagnuolo. However, the loss of Snead and potential departure of Trank will increase pressure on young players like Trent McDuffie and rookie Jeff Bassa. The Chiefs' ability to sign depth players like Fulton and draft contributors like Ashton Gillett ensures Spagnuolo can maintain his aggressive, blitz-heavy scheme, but further cap space will be needed to lock in McDuffie long-term. The 2026 contract revisit and long-term outlook. The Chiefs and Mahomes agreed to revisit the contract after the 2026 season, effectively shortening the deal's remaining years from 8 to 3 at that point. This revisit could result in a new extension, potentially pushing Mahomes' AAV to $60 million or higher to match the quarterback market, Joe Burrow's $55 million AAV. A new deal would likely extend beyond 2031, spreading cap hits to preserve flexibility, while guaranteeing Mahomes remains a Chief for life. Alternatively, further restructures could lower his 2026 $63.2 million and 2027 $59.4 million cap hits, but this risks ballooning future dead money if Mahomes were ever traded, in an unlikely scenario given his no-trade clause and stated loyalty. Mahomes' willingness to restructure, as seen 4 times since 2020, reflects his commitment to team success over personal earnings, echoing Tom Brady's approach during the Patriots dynasty. Posts on X praise Veach's wizardry in structuring the deal for annual flexibility, allowing the Chiefs to remain competitive despite a $500 million commitment. However, the escalating quarterback market and upcoming extensions for players like McDuffie and Humphrey could force tough decisions, potentially requiring trades or cuts of veterans like Kels or Tooney. Championship prospects. The Chiefs' 1-0-7-3-0 record since 2018, including 5 Super Bowl appearances and 3 titles, underscores Mahomes' value as the NFL's best quarterback. The 2025 draft and free agent moves enabled by Mahomes' restructure position Kansas City for another deep playoff run, likely reaching the AFC Championship for the 8th straight year. Simmons' addition strengthens the offensive line, and rookies like Royals and Browningstool could fill offensive gaps, but the lack of a proven RAR2 and tight end depth remains a concern. Defensively, Jones and McDuffie anchor a top-tier unit, but depth at linebacker and cornerback will be tested against AFC West rivals like the Chargers and Broncos. The trade of Tyreek Hill in 2022 and Snead in 2024 shows Veach's willingness to prioritize Mahomes and Jones, but it also highlights the roster churn necessitated by their contracts. Fan sentiment on X remains optimistic, with many calling Mahomes a Chief for life and praising his team-friendly approach. A new extension in 2026 could secure Mahomes through his mid-30s, giving the Chiefs a decade to chase Tom Brady's 7 rings. Prediction: the Chiefs finish 2025 at 1-3-4, win the AFC West, and reach Super Bowl LX, with Mahomes' contract flexibility enabling key signings to overcome roster gaps. Potential risks: the dark side of Mahomes' mega deal lies in its long-term cap implications. While restructures provide short-term relief, they increase future cap hits and dead money, potentially limiting the Chiefs' ability to retain young stars or sign free agents. For example, a Trent McDuffie extension could be complicated by Derek Stingley's $30 million AAV deal, eating into the cap space created by Mahomes. If Kels retires or Thuney is cut, the Chiefs may struggle to replace their production without significant draft success. Additionally, Simmons' injury recovery is a wild card. A setback could leave the left tackle position vulnerable, forcing Mahomes to face more pressure. Conclusion: Patrick Mahomes' contract is both a blessing and a challenge for the Kansas City Chiefs. Its flexibility has allowed Brett Veach to navigate salary cap constraints, sign key free agents, and draft high-upside players like Josh Simmons, keeping the Chiefs in Super Bowl contention. However, escalating cap hits and upcoming extensions for young stars like McDuffie and Humphrey will test Veach's financial wizardry. The 2026 contract revisit offers a chance to reset Mahomes' deal, ensuring he remains a Chief while preserving roster flexibility. With Mahomes' loyalty, Reid's coaching, and a talented core, the Chiefs are poised to remain AFC powerhouses, but strategic roster management will be crucial to sustain their dynasty. Chiefs Kingdom can rest assured Mahomes' contract, while massive, is structured to keep the championship window open for years to come.